Yeah, welcome back to the series of lectures on microprocessor and microcontroller. Myself Rajikishore, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE, Mary Lakshman Reddy Institute of Technology and Management. In this video, we're going to see how to write a timer or a counter programs in case of 8051 microcontroller. So before going to start writing a programs on timers or a counter, let me recall few things or a few registers or few timers which are available in 8051 microcontroller. Basically, what is a timer? So how it can able to activate? So a timer can use to count a number of uh, seconds or a milliseconds, and it will generate a delay basically. So whenever if I want to generate any delay between one operation to any operation from one peripherals to it is causing a delay, so that the timer going to be initialized. So to initialize the timer, we require a set of register values. So which means that I need to first initialize the registers which are available in 8051. Then I need to start the corresponding timers or registers are using 8051 to count a number of pulses. Then input from an internal clock will take, and depends upon the clock frequency, internal timer starts counting. Once it is start counting, and it will comparing the values of predefined registers of a defined timers, and when the register value goes to the 0, 8051 sets the bit. That means that your timer timeout. So this is a basic general operation of any timer going to be performed in case of 8051. A similar manner, if you talk about a counter, that is going to be count a number of events or a number of clock pulses which is fed as an input. So if you see in the diagram, we are counting a number of squares. A switch is connected to the P3.4, so it is connecting how many times it is going to be turned on and turned off. Okay, so for that counting application, we are going to be use the input from T0, that is P3.3 or a P3.4 or P3.5 for the counter 0 and counter 1. And in case of serial communication, we are taking as a counter pulse through the transmitter pin. So when I'm using a transmitter pin, definitely I need to go for timer 0 or a timer 1, where in case of serial communication operation. So let's see in-depth details about timer and counter. This is the basic things going to be happen for the timer or a counter. Because as we know that in case of 8051 microcontroller, there are two timers cum counters, which means that two registers which can be used as a timer nor a counter. So to initialize or to start or to use the timer or a counters, so the basically some registers are required. As we said that in the first slide, we need to initialize those registers. So the registers which are used in this particular timer or a counter called as a TH0, TL0, TH1 and TL1. So these are the two registers which along with the timer, we have a timer mode register, timer control registers. Okay. Uh, if you see a basic registers of a timer, so both timer 0 and timers 1 are a 16-bit wide, which means each timer has a 16-bit register. So the registers can store the time delay as the timer. So how much delay want to generate? 1 millisecond, 10 millisecond, 1 second, or 2 seconds. So similarly, that type of information in case of in terms of hexadecimal, these timers hold. So in case of 8-bit operation, timer 0 can have divided as a two parts, like a timer 0 lower and timer 0 higher. Similarly, timer 1 also can be used for 8-bit timers. So each 16-bit timer can access as a two separate registers of a lower byte and higher byte, depends upon the time delay which I want to be generate. Then this is the structure of timer 0 or a timer 1. As we know that timer 0 is a 16-bit register starting from D0 to D15, where lower byte is called D0 to D7 called as a lower byte and D8 to D15 called as a higher byte. Similar version, timer 1 is also subdivided like this. Then what is this TMOD register? So TMOD register is used to set the mode of operation or whether it acts as a timer or a counter. So it is an 8-bit register. So set the usage mode of two timers, either timer 0 or a timer 1, how we want to be used, either a timer or a counter. Okay, set the 00 if not used, which means that initial values of TMOD register is 000. So if I set as a 00, then it is not used. It is not a bitwise accessible, which means that can't access this TMOD register as a C by T as a bitwise. No, entire TMOD register can be used as a 8-bit register only. It is not possible to use bitwise addressable. So this is a structure of a 8-bit structure of a TMOD register. So where a C by T is a clock or a timer. So this bit used to decide whether a timer is used as a delay generator or an event counter. When this bit is 0, then it behaves as a timer. When this bit is 1, it behaves as a counter. So the gate, every timer has means to start and stopping. So when it is gate is 0, internal control, the start and stop of the timer is controlled by the way of a software I can able to control. But in case this particular gate is set, then the TR start the timer, which means that I am giving an access to a TCON register, one more register from a external I am going to be start. So when this particular gate is equal to 1, which means that external clock control, the hardware is starting and stopping the timer by the software or an external sources. So timer counter can be enabled while INT pin is high and TR control pin set to high. So which means in both the cases I can simply say that gate 0 is nothing but internal control. When it is 0, so I am generating timer operation start and stop triggerings can be done through the software. Whereas gate is 1, that triggering can be caused by an external device, maybe through the software or from external sources like a switches like that. So in the both the modes it is required to set the TR timer start bit, TR bit, which is available in TCON register. So then modes of operation M0 and M1 these are the two modes which are available. Okay, so these can be both in timer 0 and timer 1. So 00 is a mode 0. It is a 13-bit timer. So where I can use as a TL, lower timer as a 5-bit and higher time as a 8-bit I'm going to be used. 01 is a 16-bit timer mode, 10 is an 8-bit auto reloaded mode and 11 is a split timer mode. Whereas 811 a split timer mode I can be used as a 8-bit timer as well as counter. So already we discussed about in-depth details about TMOD register in the previous uh, lectures. So this is a some recall. So if an example, find the value of the TMOD if you want to programming timer 0 in mode 2 using some crystal clock sources and instruction to start and stop the timer. So what I need to do here, I need to be initialized. So if you see here, uh, timer 1 is not used. So this is the first 4 bits for timer 1 and next 4 bits for timer 0 in case of mode TMOD register. So in that first one is a gate. I am using 0 because I want to be triggering using a software. So the blue color 0 is indicating I am initializing through the software, so I am kept as 0. Then a black color is I want to be used as a timer, so I kept as a 0. And red color is your timer. One is a timer 0 in mode 2 operation. Mode 2, have you seen in the previous slide, mode 2 is nothing but 1 0. So 1 0 mode 2. So that what is this value? 0 2. If I load 0 2 into your timer tmod register, it start initialize. So as we see, these are the timers of modes of operation of the timers which we were discussed. Okay, like a timer mode 0, timer high having 8 bits and timer low having 5 bits. In mode 1, both are 8 bit 8 bit, so total 16. In mode 2, th, it is auto reloaded mode, which means that using a tf flag, a timer flag, so I can use to initialize my values. From th 0 will be used for the counting and tl will register used for the timing application. So automatically it is reloaded. In timer 3, individual timers can use either a timer or a counter or both timers. So then tcon register. So as a tcon is a control register of tmod register. So which means that if I want to initialize my tmod register, so need to be I need to be turn on signals from your tcon register. So where tr is a run control bit, which means that if I want to turn on my timer, it is required to use tr. Okay, run control. If this particular tr is 0 for timer 0 or counter 0 and tr1 for the timer 1 or a counter 1. Here if you see this, if you see, I'll highlight this bit. Okay, this is timer 1 tr1 and this is tr0. This is used for initializing timer 0 and timer 1. So other bits are used for the overflow flags, timer overflow for timer 0 and timer 1, and interrupt flags. This is where these things we were discussed in already in 8051 interrupts. So tcon register, okay, tf flag is a control flag, timer flag. When tf 0 of timer counter 0, then tf flag counter 1, okay, both. Tf is like a carry. Originally tf flag is 0. Whenever th or tl rollovers, that is a completed cycle 16 bit 000 to ffh, then again it need to be start from 00. In such cases, this tf flag going to be set. If TF flag is 0, it is not reached counting. Timer application is running. It is reached when the TF flag is 1. If you can use an enable interrupt here, so TF will be triggered by using your interrupt service routine. Okay. So these are the some of an instructions for the timer or a control registers which can be used to set an individual bits. So whereas a tcon register is going to be set as a bitwise, so I can set tr0 rz okay, clear tr0 bit. So or I can use tcon.4 clear tcon. Flag bits can be set or clear, or 5 is a tcon register bit number. Similarly timer 1 set or reset. So these are the few instructions which can use to initialize individual bits of your tcon register, and you can use in your program also, either of the thing. So timer mode 1, in the following we will use the timer 0 as an example, and we'll see how to write a program for that. So mode 1 is a 16-bit timer. So th0 and tl1 is incremented continuously whenever tr0 is set to 1, and 8051 stops incrementing of th0 or tl0 when the tr is 0. This timer works with an internal system clock. In other words, timer counts up each mission cycles. So whenever this timer reaches the maximum value, because it is a 16-bit counter, the maximum possible condition of hexadecimal is FFFFH. So it is roll over to 00, then the TF flag is raised. The programmer need to be check always whether this particular flag is set or reset, okay, or we can able to stop the timer 0. So these are the few steps to write a program. So what is the thing? First you need to choose. So I am choosing a mode 1 in case of timer 0. So I have set tmod of 01h. This is already we discussed how to set tmod 000000 and 1 means 0001. So which means that this is gate internally I am using. So gate is 0, timer 010 is mode 0. Sorry, mode 1. So 0. So I have loaded with a mode of operation and which timer want to be used into the tmod register. That is your first step. Then set the original values or a default values to the counter or a timer need to be run into the TH0 and TL0. So initially I have taken some values like FF and FCH. So that was loaded into your timer registers because TH0 need to be used. Why? Because I am using to timer 0 is initialized. In case timer 1, I need to be used TH1 and TL1. So then you have to be better clear the flag by monitoring. So clear TF0 for whether it is raised or not. First you need to be get the clear. Then start your timer by using a bit STB SE start the bit of TR0. Then once 8051 starts counting by incrementing from TH0 to TL0, like FFC is the initial value, then D, F, F, and it is a rollover here 0. So TF flag is 0 here, here 0, here 0. Once it is start rollovering, which means that it is completed, so TF flag is set. Okay, so whenever TF flag is set, okay, this is rollover. Keep monitoring time. How you monitor? This is an instruction. Jump not bit equal to 0. If that particular which bit, TF bit is 0. If it is not 0, okay, go. If it is 0, then repeat. So then clear the flag because it is raised and clear the flag and again uh, repeat the loop to continue the next time period, or again you want to be repeat the time mode. So these are the 9 steps are very important to write any programming. So let's go for mode 1 programming. This is here I am using crystal oscillator 12 because here 12 I am using because a mission cycle taking 12 mission cycles. So for individual mission cycle or to calculate one mission cycle time period, I need to be divide the crystal oscillator frequency with divided by 12, and these are the block diagram for that one. So how to calculate the time delay? Because in the previous example I have loaded some value like FFFC. Okay, so what it means, how we want to be load. So in hexadecimal you need to be in case of mode 1, whatever I am saying is for the mode 1 operation. So FFF is a larger maximum value. From that I need to be subtract the required time delay or an hexadecimal value plus rollover time 1 should be added, that should be multiplied with your clock cycle. So how it is getting 1.085 microseconds? Because my clock frequency I am considering as 11.0592 megahertz. So then divided by 12, so which is approximately 1.085 microseconds. Then whatever the values, hexadecimal values you will get, those values are the initial values will be loaded into the timers. Okay, so in case of a decimal, because we know that it is a 16 bit, so 25566 minus my decimal value count value need to be reduced and multiplied. So either you can go the procedure as hexadecimal value or a decimal. So this way you can calculate the time delay. So for example, here I am telling that how to write 50% duty cycle to on P1.5 port. So again I'm using the same timer 0 mode 1 operation. So initialize the timer mode 1. Here some values are loaded on and off time initial values. and I am complement the bit. I am calling the delay program. So what is the delay program? Here I have wrote the delay. So I am setting the TR0 flag and I am monitoring the overflow flag. Okay, if it is overflow, then clearing and clearing both the flag and go back. I'm using a return instruction to go back. Here it will come. Okay, again is jump to here, so that it is continuously generate on time delay completed, it is on, then it is complementing with 0 again. So like that you can generate. So here the values are default values. I have taken some for an example purpose. In case of really, if you want to get a 50%, you need to be divide whatever the clock frequency they have given. Suppose they have given 20, sorry, we'll take a 12 megahertz of frequency. So divided by 12, I can get 1 megahertz. So divided by 2, because this is a 500. Okay, 1 megahertz divided by 2, I need to be do 1 mega by 2. So 500 kilohertz and 500 kilohertz on time fine off. So that I need to be calculate by 1 by 500k plus 1 by 500k. So it will gives your uh, milliseconds values, so that the counter will, whenever the TF flag starts. So this is a procedure. Exactly, that is not the values which we need to be write. For an example sake, we wrote that, but real time you need to be calculate the value. So overall, whatever we have discussed, these are the steps. The following steps need to be followed. TMOD register has loaded with a 0 1, and then I'm loading an initial values to the TH0 and TH1. Then I'm toggling a P1.5 for low and high, complementing. I'm calling a delay program. So what is the delay program? Because a timing program, time delay generator. So after delay subroutine, timer will start set the bit. When timer counts up, passing the each clock, which provides by the crystal oscillator, and it is the following counter 10 takes and timer 0 stops, and instruction clear timer 0 will be used, and delay subroutine ends and the process is repeated. So now to repeat this process, we must load TL and TH register and start the timer again, because it is not an auto reloaded mode. Okay, in this mode, whenever if I want to start the timer again, I need to be start loading the values. But the same in case of mode 2 operation, it is not required. Mode 2 is an auto reloaded mode. One time loading of a initial values is sufficient. After that, in the mode itself, it is a controller itself loading the values initially, and it will goes to be repeat. Now write a program to generate a square wave of P1.5 using a timer 1 fine. So same thing, I am loading initial values here. Okay, mode 1, set the bit, jump back, clear, complementing, clear, and so one time only. So how we get that? Okay, how much time delay it is generated? So what is the value? Initial value f. What is the value? I am taking timer value 7634. So 7634 plus 1. So this is an hexadecimal value got. So these many counts it going to be count. So if I take half of the time, 38.2 milliseconds on and 38.27 milliseconds off, total time period is 76. So that it is generating 13 hits of clock frequency. In case if I want to generate 1 millisecond or 2 milliseconds, first you need to calculate the initial value, then upload those values. So find the values here. Assume the crystal oscillator. If you know, if you want to desired delay, how to find that value? So divide the delay by 1.09. So because I want to be 1 millisecond, if I want, divided by 1.085. So we got some value. Then subtract that value from 60. So those are the steps which you got as a default values. Suppose assume the crystal oscillator, write a program to generate 50 hits of the frequency here. So here I want to generate 50 hits. So what is the initial value? So 50 hertz is nothing but 20 milliseconds delay I need to be generated. If it is a square waveform, 10 millisecond it should be on and 10 milliseconds off. So I have divided 10 milliseconds by 1.085 microseconds, so that I got a 9216 clock pulse. Then I have subtracted 65536 minus 9216, so I got a 63,320 in decimal. So if I convert, so if I load this value, from this value it will count up to f f f f. So then that intermediate delay is called as a 10 milliseconds. So initial starting value is DC00, so that I can generate 10 milliseconds of a delay. So this program mode 1, timer 1, TL00, TH is 0H, setting the timer bit. Okay, then checking for the overflow flag. Okay, then clearing timer bit if overflow flag comes. Then complement your output. Here I am taking example port 2.3. Then clear the flag and repeat, so that it generate every 10 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds, so that 50 hits of frequency, so that it will generate 50 hits of the frequency. So if I want to generate a larger delay, because if I want to generate a larger delay, my values, default values is not sufficient. So in such cases, what I need to do, either I have a increase the crystal oscillator frequency, or I need to be use a delay. Suppose I want to see here, I'll write it. So if I want to use some delay, something I'm writing T mode of loading timer 1 here, timer 0. I am taking one count of R3 of 200. So in R3 is moving to 200, is moving to R3 value. Then I wrote as usual program of generating some delay. And here after clearing, I am not going back to here. Again, I am going to repeat this loop until 200 times. So what will happen if you take initial value 100108, what it means, it is 264 in hexadecimal. So I have subtracted, this is a 652 into max, so that 70.820 milliseconds I am generating by using one blue color, whatever the blue color, if I mention this program is generating 70.820 milliseconds only. But this loop is repeating 200 times, so that I can get 14 seconds of a delay. So you need to be choose in such a way that how many times if I repeat, suppose same thing 70.820 milliseconds is generating, and I want a delay of only 7 seconds. So divided by 7, so that I'll get 100. So default 100 times if I repeat that loop. So 107 seconds of delay we can get. So this manner, repeating a loop of same thing, you can generate a more delays. So timer mode operation. Here the timer mode operation is a 13-bit timer, because we know that it is using a 13-bit timer instead of 16-bit, where TH0 is using 8-bit and TH5 using a 5-bit TL0. So here the same procedure, but instead of subtracting any value for 6555, okay, 65,536, I can go for this 2000 or 1FF as a default value, or 8,192 is a maximum value of this particular timer. The procedure is same. And timer 2, as we know that it is auto reloaded mode, and it is a one time it is sufficient to load the values. And mode 2, so programming has T mode is loaded here, loaded with a TH0, clearing TF0, 38, timer started, loading the value TL0, and again as the same procedures what we did in the previous step, same procedure we need to done here also to calculate the mode 2 of the operation also. So same thing in mode 2, divided by 2. This TR1 is used to trigger particular timer, and it is used to auto reload. Here it is using as a counter values here and here, because if you see in the previous example 200 times we are repeating the loop, so that 200 is loaded in TH0, which means that automatically TL0 will be repeats up to 200 times. So this is an example. So here 250 is loaded, R5 calling delay program, it is jump non-zero delay, so that this particular value repeat 200 times. So if you take an example, it is generating 72 hits, that is 128 milliseconds of a delay, this particular program. Okay, now if I want to go for timer 2, these are the some values, and how to calculate the 2's complement. So as this manner we know that how to complement two values, convert that value into binary or subtract 1's complement, and 2's complement values need to be loaded. Okay, this is a program generating a following code: duty cycle as a wave, 150 milliseconds it need to be generated. Delay of subroutine is nothing but 162 microseconds and 66% duty cycle, so that frequency. So these are the values I need to be load, and the same programming high period and low period, because here I am not generating any square wave, I want to generate a rectangular waveform, so I am writing a different things. Sometime it is going for one time period and other time period. Then if I go for a counter, these counters can I use to be counting a number of events happen outside of 8051. When the timer used as a counter, it is the pulse outside of 8051 to increment the values of TH1 or TH10. So when it need to be happen in a TMOD register, C by T pin goes to be high. So this is the pin numbers of corresponding count. C by T need to be 1. Okay, timer solution, this is a initial pin has to be given, and this is a block diagram how it going to be set. So again modes of operation, 16-bit counter TH0 and TL0, and incremented by TRF1. Then programmer can set the initial values, and this is procedure again same as of your timer programming only. Okay, so mode 2 is again auto reloaded. Example of this counter programming has shown here. Okay, TMOD register here I am giving. So here instead of value what I am doing, I am giving a mode 2. So here it is indicating gate I am not using, a count is counter, mode 2 operation, timer 0 is not using. So that has immediate value is loaded here. Setting the bit of this, clearing, and this loop is going to be repeat. TL values displays the port 2 values. So with this we have completed the programming of 8051 timers and counters. If you have any queries you can ask me. Until happy reading. Thank you very much.